this shot from the film. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find any footage of this online, TBH, so this might be all you get. Hello friends, my name is Morgan M. Steele, I'm an author, and today serves as a reminder that 1, I have a film degree, 2, I talk about movies on this channel, sometimes, not very often these days, and 3, I love vampires. I love vampires so much, and I'm so sorry that the vampire content is leaking into December and November, but I couldn't help myself. I knew when it happened, when the thing that we will talk about happened, that I had to make a video about this. So bear with me. We're going to be talking about more vampires, so if you followed me for those, then, you know, you're in good company. We're going to be talking about them some more. As a side note, now that the strikes are over, yay! I will be talking about movies quite a bit more. I really would like to. I've been missing making that kind of content, but you know, solidarity and all that. So here we are. But yeah, from here on out, should be some more movie content every now and again. And I can think of no better video to start talking about movie content than the one we're going to be talking about today. But first, we need to talk about Doug Jones. If you're saying to yourself right now, who is Doug Jones? First of all, you know who he is. You have seen him in stuff, including but not limited to Billy Butcherson in Hocus Pocus, Abe Sapien in the old Hellboy movies, the Fishman in The Shape of Water, a lot of monsters in Guillermo del Toro movies. He is that guy that does a lot of like special effects makeup characters, a lot of creepy monster men, and that's kind of his niche. He's also in a Star Trek show. He's been in like a bajillion things. He is a legend, an icon, and also just like a really wonderful, awesome human being. He is also in the What We Do in the Shadows show. He plays the Baron, if you've seen any of that. That's him when he gets the makeup, spoilers, when he gets the makeover later in the show, that is his real face. That's what he looks like. So that was a big deal to me when it happened. I was at a con a few weeks ago. I had the absolute pleasure of meeting Doug on 3 occasions, on 3 separate days. And so it was awesome. It was a great time. On Friday of the convention, my friends and I had seen on his Instagram, we were planning on meeting him anyway, but we had seen on his Instagram that they were doing a showing of Nosferatu on Saturday night, and we didn't know if it was the classic Nosferatu. We didn't know anything. We looked into, like, you know, we were standing there, we Googled Doug Jones Nosferatu. Nothing had come up. It was just kind of vague articles about like maybe a movie was being made. Nothing really substantial that day when we were Googling it. And so we were like, we should go meet him today instead of tomorrow and see if we can get tickets to this thing. So we went to meet him. When we were in the line, we talked to his manager, the guy that was there with him, his assistant. And we were like, hey, can we have tickets for Nosferatu? Do you still have those? And he was like, yeah. So we got those. They were free. You just had to, they were first come, first serve. So you just had to go get them from him. But that was really nice. And then we got to meet the man, the myth, the legend. I did not bring my prints. I'm gonna go get my prints. I'll be back. Yes, so anyway, we were given the tickets. This is what they look like. It was a full sheet, but when we got to the theater, they ripped them just to show that, you know, we'd already checked in. We were there for the event. So I'm probably gonna frame this. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut it a little neater, straight line. But yeah, we got tickets, and then we went to get his autograph. This is my autograph book. Someday I will show it to you. And I got this one from What We Do in the Shadows because I love him as the Baron, and like I said, I especially love this bit with the Baron where he actually looks like Doug Jones. I think that's so awesome and special that he got to do that. Yeah, and he signs it, "Love and Bites to Morgan," and I love him so much. What a guy. So that was great. He was just like super, super sweet. Just super sweet. Super nice. He took his time and talked to every single person in that line and just really like made it like a special moment for you. He talked to us about What We Do in the Shadows for a bit. I told him I was probably bringing my mom back on Sunday to see him, and he was excited about that. And just, yeah, just a sweet, sweet, amazing human being. Just, if you get the chance to meet him, please go meet him. This is a side note, but I was going to meet him at Grand Rapids Comic-Con 4 years ago. This is pre-pandemic, and I saw him at the table. He didn't have a line, and I was gonna go see him, and it was one of my first Comic-Cons. I was shy, I was scared, I met Jason Marsden that weekend, and that was like kind of it. and nostalgia critic, I guess. But that was my first celebrity encounter was Jason Marsden, and I saw Doug Jones, and I should have gone. I should have gone to see him, and I just didn't. And I've regretted it since then. So like when they announced him for this con, he was the first person on my list. I had to go see him. So I got to, make that dream come true this weekend, and it was worth it. It was worth every second. And his line was like pretty long this weekend, which is well deserved. He's in a lot of stuff. He's in a lot of very popular properties. So anyway, we met him. I got my print signed. We got tickets for the movie, and that was Friday. And then after that, we went around the rest of the con. I was gonna do a Motor City vlog, and then I did not get any footage, like, at all. So, boo. Next time, yell at me to get footage, and I will. If the people want it, I will do it, but I was, just vibing, just having a good time. Like I said before, we didn't really know what we were getting into with this movie. We thought maybe it was the 1920 showing and it would be like, I don't know, like a commentary thing. They do those sometimes. They did it with Hocus Pocus, this particular convention where they had a Hocus Pocus showing and they had 3 members of the cast were there as guests of the con, and you could go watch it with them and they would like give commentary during the movie. I kind of thought it would be something like that. I didn't know, but the poster that they had on his booth, it looked like it was Doug, like as Nosferatu, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what this is. For those of you who are not familiar with Nosferatu, it is a classic horror movie. It is from the 1920s. It was a silent film, so there was no dialogue. At the time, they couldn't really like record dialogue. This is the beginning of film, okay? It's black and white, and it is, a classic. It's referenced in many, many things. Probably you have seen it referenced in SpongeBob.
Then who was flickering the lights? Nosferatu!
And also Count Orlok, who is the villain, the antagonist of the film, the Nosferatu in question, which I looked into it means vampire, like that word just like translates to vampire mostly. Count Orlok, his appearance has been referenced a lot in various vampire media, one of them being What We Do in the Shadows, the movie. That is who Peter is inspired by, like bald head, big pointy ears, sunken eyes, like that whole thing is from Nosferatu. And then also, if you play The Sims 4, it all comes back to The Sims 4. Vlad, his vampire form, is based on Nosferatu. You've probably seen clips of it referenced in places. The shadow on the stairs, the rising up out of the coffin, the scene where he steps in front of the window and turns into dust. Like, you've probably seen it. There's, clips of it on YouTube even. But you're familiar with it, even if you don't think you are. It's a classic film. And so that movie is the one that I thought we were going to see on Saturday night. It was not that movie. Well, it kind of was. So the movie we sat down to watch was what is called a remix of Nosferatu. It is beat for beat, pretty much the same movie, shot for shot almost. However, there are new actors, there is dialogue, there is, background music and stuff like that. Not that there wasn't background music in the original, but silent films, you know how it is. They have like score recorded, but it doesn't necessarily go along with the plot. It's just completely like reshot, redone, but at its bones, it is the same movie. It just has updated actors, updated dialogue. They were talking about how a lot of the shots in the film, they're all green screened, but they're green screened onto the backdrops from the original film. So I think that is really cool and really unique. And the whole time I was watching it, I could kind of tell it was green screened, and I was just trying to wrap my mind around it because it was just so, I don't know, like the look of it, the feel of it. I was just like, this is something else. Like, this is just so, I've never seen a movie like that before. So it was in black and white. They were talking about how it had been shot in color and the first cut had been in color, but when the crew was watching it, like, it just didn't feel right, it didn't look right, and that was the way that Doug Jones has seen it originally. And so they put it in black and white, but there are tones of color. So there are scenes that are red, like have like a red overtone. There are scenes that have like a blue overtone, like a cooler, crisp, like night kind of feeling. And then there are some shots where everything is black and white, but the blood is red. So stuff like that, very cool. The vibe is amazing. If you've seen Werewolf by Night, it is similar to that. But you can tell watching it that they seriously went out of their way to make it as accurate to the original film as possible, just like breathing new life into it and making it something new and modern, but without having to like Hollywoodify it, you know what I mean? Like the Riverdale effect of everything must be gritty dark. And they are apparently, not this team, but Hollywood is in the process of making a Nosferatu movie, which will probably just be, you know, a gritty dark remake. And I might talk about that when it comes out, I don't know, depends on how I feel. This is not that. This is a faithful adaptation of the original with as much love and care as you could possibly put into a film in it, and you can tell in every single shot, in every single performance, that this is a special movie to every single person that was involved in it. And you can see it on the screen. You can feel it through the screen. And if we're talking about performances, we have to talk about Doug Jones. He sells it. He was talking about how Count Orlok was a dream role to him, and you can tell. It really, really does shine through in the performance. The voice he's doing, the posture, the makeup, you know, he looks the part. Phenomenal in this role. There is no better person they could have picked. Like, he is the man for the role. And he hits all of the classic beats, the shadow on the stairs, the rising out of the coffin, it's all there. Just with a little more flair added to it, specifically the window scene. When he steps in front of the window, he was talking about like his intentionality like behind that and the thought that he put into it, and how in the original, like, Nosferatu dips down, drinks the blood, and then gets up and walks in front of the window, and he thought that, oh, like, you know, why would you do that? Why would you just kind of, because in the original it just reads as carelessness, just like he just kind of steps into the sun and disintegrates. And Doug wanted there to be something more in that moment. He wanted there to be like this choice that Count Orlok is making, where he has gotten his goal, he's gotten his end goal. This like siren song has been calling to him, and he went to her and he drank her blood, presumably killed her. I believe he killed her. And at that moment, he's thinking, what else is there? And that is why he walks into the sun. There's some hesitation there that wasn't in the original. And so it is just like an updated, like, just new life breathed into this movie, and so much love and care and intention and thought put behind every single shot, every single action. And it's just, it really is something special. So I got this. This was Sunday. We're still talking about Saturday, but this shot from the film. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find any footage of this online, TBH, so this might be all you get. This is the scene where he's drinking Ellen's blood, and that's, you know, that's what Doug looks like, and the makeup, very nice, very beautiful. This is like even a little more colorized, I think, question mark, than we saw. It might have been this orange, but I don't remember. That's, you know, that's what that looked like, and it's just stunning. Just, ugh. So after the movie, Doug's, I believe it's his agent, came out into the theater, began to talk about the movie, introducing Doug, and I really did expect him to be like, okay, here's your NDA, like, you cannot talk about this to anyone. We thought it was like a preview. We thought this was like an advanced showing of some kind, you know, like they do for movie reviews, where reviewers will see it in advance, but then they can't really like get into the details. They can give their review, but they really can't like get into anything. We thought there would be some kind of embargo or something, and instead it was the opposite, and his agent came out and was like, yeah, so actually this movie doesn't have a distributor. It was funded by Kickstarter money. It's an independent film, and they don't have a distributor. And he was like, I need you to talk about this to everyone. Instead of, you know, I thought he would be like, you can't tell anyone. He was like, you have to tell everyone. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm seated here. I believe Movie Turtle is making a video. If he has made it, I will link it above. If not, I will link it below once that is done. But anyway, they don't have a distributor. They don't have a DVD release planned. They don't have like a streaming platform lined up. They don't have anything, as far as I know, yet. But yeah, they are depending on word of mouth to kind of get interest for this movie going, get the word out that this movie is, that it exists, that people need to see it. So yeah, my friend Connor and our friend Sienna and I were at the first public viewing of this movie, and it was awesome.
Posters?
All right, Morgan, what just happened?
Just saw the first public showing of Nosferatu starring Doug Jones. It was insane. It was very good. Unexpected. We got free tickets because we went to see him the other day at Comic-Con, and they gave us these lovely posters, and it was life-changing. I'm a different person now.
Also, after the film, they gave us these. They're all signed, they're all personalized. They didn't want us to be able to, like, you know, resell them on eBay or anything like that, which I totally get. I always get my autographs personalized anyway, so really not a big deal to me. But yeah, very, very special. This is, you know, obviously Doug Jones as Orlok, and then it has all the crew credits at the bottom. Nosferatu, a symphony of horror. And it's also signed by David Lee Fisher, who is the director. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. So, Sunday, I got to go back. Like I said, I saw Doug one last time. I'm sure he was sick of me by the end of it. I saw him one last time with my mom. I told him how much my friends and I loved the movie, and he said he was so nervous about it because it was filmed back in like 2015 or something like that, and this is the first time that people have seen it. And so I'm sure that was nerve-wracking for him to be sitting on something for that long and finally have people seeing it and see what they think and get like a public opinion about it. I'm sure that's scary. And he thanked me for spending so much time with him that weekend, and just what a human. Like, what a person. He really doesn't get enough credit for all of the things that he does, and I just want to say, Doug, if you're watching, thank you so much for everything you do for all of us. Just all of the communities and all of the lives that you touch, and we really appreciate it, and we love your work. We see the work and passion that you put into it, and it really means a lot to us. This new Nosferatu is really something special. If you get the chance to go see it, if Doug is coming to your town for convention and, you know, you see on the con Instagram page, oh, Nosferatu showing, go see this movie. Like, please go see this movie. I really hope they find a distributor, but if they don't, this might be the only way that you can watch it for a good while, at least. So I highly recommend it if you get the opportunity. Please go meet him. Please go see this movie. It really is, like, just nothing you're ever going to see Hollywood make. And something very, very special, especially if you like vampires, especially if you like classic film. This movie is for you. You need to go watch it. Have you seen the classic Nosferatu? Were you one of the few people lucky enough to see this awesome reimagining of it? Let me know in the comments down below. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day. And as always, take your meds, drink your water, and I'll see you next week.